Hi, I've just let this dry overnight. I carried on stippling it a little bit with the paint stripper last night, and this is what I've ended up with now. It's a little bit still black up inside, but that doesn't matter because you're not going to see any of that. And all I'm doing now is one or two of the seams, the original casting seams, show up a little bit, so I'm just giving that just a little rub, but most of it is has actually come off, as you can see. So it's not bad. You'll get little bits here and there which you can just take off with a little bit of sandpaper. Just rub it off. It's not really going to show. What I'm going to do next is use an etch primer. I use these Phoenix Precision paints. So this is a grey single pack self etch primer. A lot of the etch primers are used if you're using brass and things like that, because if you just put a paint over on brass and you haven't used an etch primer, the paint will dry, look lovely, and it'll just eventually just peel off because it does not adhere to the certain metals. Brass is one. When I built some 5-inch gauge stuff and I've painted it, if you was just to paint it, because of the heat that the loco gets up to, the paint will just eventually, well, it bubbled actually in a couple of places, so I had to strip it back down again and put an etch primer. So basically it's a kind of like an acid to a degree, where it burns itself in to the actual brass, and then whatever you put on top adheres to that. So I use an etch primer. I don't know if you really need to use it on here, but I find it gives the actual loco a really good base for you to start painting on. So Phoenix Precision, you can go on the internet, find them on there, and just type in what era of loco. I did get the GNR Loco Green, which is the dull one. Hopefully that's going to go with the transfers that I've got. The green on the tin is roughly, it's very hard to tell until I've got the green on the loco as to whether it's going to match, but anyway, we'll find that one out. So with the etch primer, it will need a good stir, and then I'm going to start painting that. I'll film some of that, and I'm pretty sure you don't want to just sit here and watch me painting, but it's got quite a strong smell, so it may pay you to open a window, or if you do suffer any kind of lung type thing, I would wear a mask, just to be on the safe side, because it is strong. So wearing a mask might be a very good idea. I mean, I've used this stuff for years and I've kind of got used to it. I don't think it has any effect on me, but perhaps, I don't know. But so there we are. I've got a softish kind of brush, and basically I'm going to go over and just give it a smooth coat of paint, this primer. I may give it another coat, a second coat, just to give it, because if you get a nice flat undercoat on it, on anything, when you start putting the top coats on, you really benefit from that. So this is what I'm going to do, is just do some of that. So the etch primer is going on now. It came off actually better than the loco I did before. I suppose, I don't know, because obviously they're all produced at different times, but the paint on this one, it was the same paint stripper that I used on that one that I painted as the Southern Region one. That seemed to take a lot more work from me to get it off, whereas this one, a lot of it just fell off. So there we are. That's all you need to do. Don't put it on too thick. You're better off when you're painting, put the thin coats on. You can buy this as an aerosol spray, so you can spray it on if you want to. It's just that I had inherited this can of paint from somebody at a club that I belong to, so I don't want to waste it. It's quite reasonably expensive. Buying paint through the post is a little bit thing, because I think there are some restrictions on sending paint through the post. I'm not quite sure what they are, but the price is quite a bit. So as you can see now, we've got a little bit of the paint on. So I'm not going to bore you with going on all night about painting this. So I'm just going to leave that for now, and I'll show you the finished bit when that's done. But anyway, there's just a little bit of information about primer and the types and why we use them. So anyway, thanks for now, and I'll be back soon. Thank you.